Hello, my fellow witches and warlocks. It is a pleasure to be before you again today. I just wanted to touch on, for briefly, and I always say briefly, but it's never really as brief as I would like it to be. But the subject matter I'm going to be discussing today is going to be hexes, curses, and free will. So, hexes and curses are basically the same thing. But what I find is that a lot of the time, people tend to use the word curse for things that are like longer lasting. Like it might be a generational curse. It might be related to that person's love life, fertility, sex, or an ability to make money. So a curse is typically something more permanent. Not to say that all curses are permanent. Some of them can be, but a lot of the time that's how they're typically used or how I've heard them used more regularly, but they essentially mean the same thing. Neither term is negative nor positive. Um, it's, I mean, they both represent protection spells. Protection in many different ways, however you want to put that. I mean, that could be from, protection from a person who hurt you, protection from a person who caused you any form of loss, and you want to prevent that from happening to you again or happening to other people. Being stalked or harassed, also being lied to or misled. Um, People, what I more commonly use this for is for like people who like do some form of sexual abuse, like a pedophile or somebody like that, hurt somebody that was defenseless. And I'm looking to defend anybody else's child out there who has, you know, um, who might end up being a victim from that person. Also being lied to or misled. If you feel like a person has lied to you or misled you in some way that has caused you anything that I just mentioned, caused you loss, or just intentionally led you into the wrong direction, or theft, somebody who stole something from you. Now, that could be somebody who stole your man, stole your money, stole your home, or whatever you feel like that's applicable to. Now, whether or not a particular situation warrants the use of a hex or a curse, I mean, that varies by case by case. Um, it depends on the person, depends on the situation. I'm not going to categorize saying, oh, well, this hex is okay, but that one isn't. Everybody is different. We all have different factors in here. Um, but I do feel like hexes and curses get a bad rap, like and mainly it's because people feel like, oh, well, you're having control over that person, and that's not right, or you're taking away that person's free will. But let's talk about that. I mean, let's think about the concept of free will. Free will is basically your willpower or your desire. Wikipedia defines it as, let's see, the ability to choose between different possible courses of action. First of all, nobody can't take that from you. You will always have your free will. You will always have your desire or an ability to choose thing or the other. Whether or not you consider another choice is completely up to you. Like nobody, like that's a real fucked up connotation that I feel like people tend to lump magic in them, that all that witches are bad or that we just like to fuck people up. I mean, some of us do. I'm not saying that we don't, but I mean, it just depends on the situation. If you wrong somebody, that person didn't hurt you. Um, that's just your karma. It is what it is. Um, but your free will can only be influenced or persuaded by, like, encouraging that person to change their priorities. That's um, that's really no different than a lot of the things that we already do. That we deal with on a day-to-day basis. We are always doing a form of an energy exchange, even if we're just passing somebody in a grocery store or seeing somebody pass by in their car. We are constantly, because we are evolving beings, we are constantly looking for a level of influence or direction to go. um, it's influenced or persuaded by everything in the world. That's like even watching YouTube, you watching this video, it's an influence. People who sit and watch YouTube for hours every day looking for DIY stuff or looking for this or looking for that. They're looking for a form of direction, and they're looking for it from a particular personality that they feel like delivers it in the best way. But that's YouTube, that's TV, that's planetary alignment alters alters the influence on a person's free will. They might have days where you feel like you are the most powerful person in the world, and other days where there's a lot of opposition out there. Um, it could be food, alcohol, drugs, all of that, that influences your free will as well. It doesn't completely take it away now, depending on the drug, but um, it doesn't completely take it away. But at the same time, if you did take that drug and it does take it away, you had the choice to take that drug or not. So, also social media and any form of advertising, that'll be billboards, that would be, somebody sending you a text message. Everything influences your ability to have a free will, or not your ability to have a free will. Everything influences your free will because you're gonna always have that. Your free will is only given away, like willingly. You have to give it away. Somebody convinced you to buy something. You really like the delivery of this, so I'm going to spend my money on that. Now, unless that person like has lied to you, then yeah, you still have your free will because you still chose to do it. Even if somebody held a gun to your head, you're limiting that person's choices. It's kind of fucked up, for them to limit your choices. But again, you have your free will to do what they tell you to do or not. Same thing with any form of a spell. If we, well, if we decide to put a spell on somebody and, it basically just alters that person's influence. That's all it's doing. It's not the actual free will itself. It's just the influence of it. The person can have tunnel vision, decide to be like, okay, whatever, that doesn't have an effect on me. Or it could be something that's debilitating. Somebody who is someone who's less conscious and less in tune are probably going to be more prone to having debilitated lifestyles because of spells. But for instance, for me, like, I want to lose weight. I feel like I'm fat. I feel like I, want to lose a lot of weight. But right now, my lifestyle is not 100% conducive to that. Sorry, it's my alarm. Right now, my lifestyle is not 100% conducive to that. I feel like it'll add more stress to me until I get my life in order. Having just moved and deal with everything in court right now, like, does it take away my desire to want to lose weight? No, I still want to lose weight, but it's just been changed. The level of priority has been changed. It's still there. Um, Spells manipulate the energy in a person's auric or energetic field. They can open roads and they can add blockages. You can open a road to have somebody, obtain money. Open a road to have somebody obtain love. You can attract things to you, or you can add blockages. For one of the other examples, for somebody who stole something from you, you can add a blockage on that person from continuing to do that to you or to other people. For example, rapists, in my personal opinion, rapists and pedophiles ought not have the ability to reproduce. That's just my opinion. If I have had an encounter with somebody who has sexually abused me in some way or abused my children, then yeah, that's a problem. I might actually hex you, because that's not okay for you to do that to me, my kids, or to anybody else. That's not okay. That's unacceptable. Consider this. I mean, why should a child be subject to a piece of shit father? He completely abused his right to have a penis. So I mean, view it that way. Spells are really more helpful than anything, unless they get into the wrong person's hands, and I'll touch on that in a second. Another example is a liar or a cheater in regards to love life shouldn't be allowed to manipulate people. I mean, somebody who is just steady lying to people, and some people are really good with that, really have a silver tongue and really are great at lying and really at presenting themselves in a great fashion. especially these people who are in like the who are in professional industries like attorneys. You know, these people are really great trained liars. Like, even if they don't believe what they're believing, they're going to shapeshift their energy into allowing that person to believe that what they're saying is true. You know, like if that person is using that ability to manipulate people in their personal life, um, and to and to support something that I disagree with, yeah, I feel like that person is a con artist. Whether or not a person is worth your energy to hex or curse varies by case by case again. Every guy that's lied to me, I'm not gonna hex them. However, if it's somebody that I feel like, led me to trust them and really presented a false representation of themselves, and for whatever reason I fell for it, which most times I don't. Most times I don't really get that far with guys to really give a fuck, um, because I can read straight through it. I call them out on their shit. But in the case that I did, then yeah, I might wanna do that. Um, if if the hex is coming from like a lower from your lower self, then I might agree that it's negative. But again, it still it depends on it. Like somebody who, you know, fucked over a lot of women, and now all of a sudden they can't get a girlfriend to commit to them. That I kind of think that's I kind of that person wanting to hex or put love spells on people, for that for that reason to make up for their own behavior. Like they're trying to do a bypass on it. That's like I disagree with that. That is I find that is negative. Um, However, if the big picture indicates that a person needs to learn from their actions, then I consider that karma. If somebody has screwed over so many people or has really caused significant damage that you might deem as irreparable, or it severely debilitates you in a manner that is so inconvenient that it has a really strong effect on your life, then yeah, that's karma for that person. Um, Now, one thing that I typically get a lot these days is that I have a lot of um, people who inbox me or send me emails asking me to help them learn magic, and my response to that is really, I don't want to do that. I don't want to teach you how to do magic because, first of all, chances are if you're asking me to teach you how to do magic, you probably don't know shit about the spiritual lifestyle that comes along with it. If you're already in the practice of doing some level of spirituality, you should already know at least something for it. But 9 times out of 10, it's men who contact me and ask me, "Hey, yeah, I want you to help me. Teach me how to do a love spell. Teach me how to make some money." I'm not about to do that. First of all, there are a lot of root workers out there who get paid a fee for this shit to teach you as well as train you and do it on the basis of like a mentorship. People who do it on another person's behalf. Somebody who said, you know what, I'm not able to do it. I don't have the space, or I don't want my husband to know, or for whatever reason it is, that they hire somebody else to do it. We get paid a lot of money to do that. I'm not about to give you free advice. Go Google some shit. They never want to do it because they feel like they don't really know what they're doing. They don't feel like completely stable. Like they feel like they're gonna screw it up in some way, and that's good. You should feel that way. If you work on your level of spirituality first, then I find that is beneficial. But I'm not just gonna go around. I really don't want to be one of those people who um, gives out free spells on YouTube. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it, but I'm just saying that's not something that I feel inclined to do, because there are so many people out there that really don't even fully evaluate their situation, to determine whether or not a spell, whether it's for manifestation or for destruction. Manifestation is for things, something that you're trying to reproduce, something you're trying to create to spring forth. A destruction would be something like a hex or a form of protection or something that you're trying to break. Um, so I mean, from that point of view, like I don't know, I just don't feel comfortable giving that out. I might do it eventually, um, or if it's something that I find that a lot of people may not have, or might not have a great specialty in that, maybe I might add that in. But I just don't feel like that is 100% conducive to to the people out here. Y'all really need to get a better or stronger foundation out there. Um, People. And the last thing I wanted to touch on was hexing people for fun. Now, this is something that I don't really condone. I can't say I haven't thought about wanting to, fuck somebody up for fun, but heck, that shit's not cool. And this is why, well, this is one of the reasons why that witchcraft and sorcery or voodoo has gotten so out of hand with the stereotypes, is because um, people who get into this shit like really don't evaluate why they want to do stuff, or they want to do it. Um, they want to do it, and it's just coming from a lower place, a place of anger, a place of boredom. There are people who just don't have shit else to do, and they just feel like they need to do something with their energy, and they want to do shit. That happened to me recently, a couple of weeks ago. I was talking to this guy on the phone, and he asked me, like, I never made him upset. He was trying to like get me to commit to like dating him, and that really wasn't supposed to be the nature of our conversation. The nature of our conversation was really supposed to be about Yoruba. Um, but he kept asking me, if I'm the marrying type and whatnot, and I was just like, I don't really want to talk about that. And but yeah, he asked me, and it was, when I say hex, he did a love binding. That is, love spells are hexes, if you're directing it to a particular person. So I'll do that in a separate video as well too. But that shit is not okay. Especially if you don't know that person that well, if you don't have a reason to do it. Like you really need to evaluate why you're doing something. It really should be for the greater good. Um, if it's not for the greater good, I just suggest that you go in with the understanding that that shit can come back on you. It's your choice. I mean, I'm not gonna judge you for wanting something, for wanting to appease your lower self. We all have lower selves. We all want shit. But I'm not in any position to judge anybody. I can't say that I haven't done it myself. So, but that's all for right now. I will continue to try to post videos, um, and see what I have in my bag of tricks for y'all. So I will talk to y'all very soon. Please leave questions or comments below. Again, any dumb or negative comments may or may not be responded to. So I hope y'all have a great day. Thank you. Bye.